Hey everyone, this is James, and it is April 27th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, BTC, USD on the Bitfinex exchange. First of all, this is not investment advice. Second of all, I like to just talk about the euphoric phase to the series of lower highs and lower lows to accompany that. And now we are starting to finally change the trend. We have set a new high above the 91.77, okay? We also have a higher low at 6,400 above the 6,000 low, obviously, but I talked about in my last video that we were more than likely experiencing a fake breakout. A fake breakdown, like a fake corrective move, okay? Everything looked good until we started to break down below this line right here, okay? That signaled two things here. We have a high, we have a higher low, we have a high, a lower high, a soft shoulder. I wonder where we've seen that before. High, soft shoulder, high, soft shoulder, okay? So here we go with a very similar pattern. This happens in all asset classes. This is not specific to Bitcoin, okay? When big traders see this, this is typically the signal that, hey, you need to check your risk, you need to have your stops, you need to either liquidate your positions or you need to be ready to hedge and short the position if you're long, okay? Or just exit completely and then short the market. But this is a warning sign, all right? You can look at any market you want. Just pick a random market. Look at the chart, and if you see the high, the lower high, there's typically a fall down. It's typically a breakdown shortly after that. So now everything looks good, right? We have the breakout above here. We have the higher low. I do not believe, though, that this is going to lead to this massive move down to here. I do not think that's exactly what's happening. Instead, sorry about that. Instead, what I think is happening is that we are, let me make sure I click that. There we go. So instead of what's happening is that I believe we're going to make a corrective move down to here, find some support, and then try to make another push up. The question is, do we eclipse this high right here, which is the local high at 97.68, let's say, just round it up real quick. So 97.68, do we eclipse that high and create a higher low, okay, a higher high, a higher low, and then a higher high? Obviously signaling that yes, the market is changing direction and we are starting to enter into a bull market that is more than likely going to run, I think, until about the end of the year, depending on what happens, obviously. So that has to be something that gets taken day by day, week by week, month by month. But anyways, we have two signs of weakness. We have a high, a soft shoulder. We have an uptrend line, which is showing buying strength, right? Everything I do is about energy. I don't care about lagging indicators, your moving averages, etc. I do not care about that. Everything I do is based on the frequency of buying. I see these visually. Sometimes I draw them. Some lines I don't even have to draw because I just see them from doing it for so long. But anyways, upsloping lines show an influx of buyers in the market. That is all these charts represent, are buyers and sellers. It's literally that simple, okay? You can get as crazy as you want. You can learn every pattern you want out there. All that you have occurring in this market is buyers and sellers, encapsulated within 4-hour bars, 5-minute bars, 1-minute bars, tick by tick bars. It does not matter, okay? So, the increase in slope is showing the increase of buyers. The decrease or the breaking of the uptrend slopes obviously shows the influx of sellers. It shows the market is not being sustained by buyers, and instead there's more sellers than there are buyers, okay? So, it's literally that simple. Right now, there are more sellers than there are buyers, and the volume has been very poor for today. It's about 7.8 billion, which is still higher, right? It's still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. It's still a lot of money. It's still higher than about the average 5 to 6 billion we've been doing back here. But we've had a massive influx to where we were reaching about a peak of $12 billion being traded in a 24-hour period. And now that we've fallen down and we made this secondary push, that volume is starting to dry up. So we're seeing weakness in 3 different areas: a high, a soft shoulder, the failure to retouch the uptrend line, showing that the buying strength is fizzling out, and the decrease in volume. If price is moving up and volume is decreasing, that doesn't look like it. That's not a good sign, okay? So we've broken it down 3 different ways here. I do believe the weekend is going to be the corrective move for Bitcoin. I do not believe we are headed back down to 6,000. Instead, I believe we're going to make a corrective move, okay, somewhere in the 8,000 range. It might go slightly deeper. You know, I have to take it day by day. But anyways, the point is that I believe there's a corrective move. The question is now, do we eclipse this high, or do we fizzle out again and repeat the same exact pattern Bitcoin is now notorious for doing? A manufactured rally to attract as many buyers as possible, to get as many bag holders for big money in this market. So that's something that I hope everybody is aware of. It's not about being fearful. It is about being educated on the repetitious nature of big money, obviously preying on, you know, the small money, the retail trader. So we've seen it multiple times. If price makes the corrective move and cannot break above that 97.68, I'm telling you right now, it's going to head down. And when it does head down, we can see exactly what these moves do. Okay, it's almost double the range down from the head, all the way down. Okay, this could be a very serious move to the downside, as we could form something like so, and that double the range move could easily put us below the 6,000 bottom. Okay, so that's the worst case scenario, right? I'm not talking that that's going to happen. There's obviously things that have to happen. I'm talking more long term, so people are aware of what could potentially happen. These videos are, you know, for educational purposes. That's why I started this, was to help people kind of see what was happening in the market, right? It's obviously not for my personal gain. I have a subscription service where I walk you through the trades, you know, and give you, I talk about setups, you know, I talk about the market multiple times a day, whether it's crypto, stocks, commodities, etc. But this video is intended to help people be aware of both sides of the trade, because if you're not aware of both sides of the trade, you're doing yourself an injustice. You're basically going in with blindfolds on, like tunnel vision, and saying this is the only way the market can go. And I'm telling you, if you do that, you're going to get burned so many times it's going to be ridiculous, until you finally learn that, hey, maybe I do need to kind of think about both possibilities here to make the best educated decision for me, okay? We all have our different trading styles. Hopefully you can use this information to benefit whatever trading style suits you. And this is just additional information in a different perspective that you do not see out there, okay, on YouTube and even on the internet. I know a lot of big traders that use what I'm showing, but none of them publicly do this at all, okay? So anyways, the point is that we see the weakness in the market. I believe there's a corrective move due. All right, I've said that multiple times. How price reacts during this corrective move. If for some reason we start to reach this area and just blow it out and keep moving downward, then obviously we know that the market's been duped yet once again, and we're just going to suffer the consequences of big money just literally just destroying small traders in this market. And I do believe that if we do suffer those consequences, then the integrity of this market is going to diminish rapidly, because the small traders don't want to see this crap anymore. You don't want to be just tugged around left and right, or up and down and up and down. And you're watching these massive runs come literally overnight, like 4 to 6 a.m. in the morning Eastern Standard Time, and they're just shooting up $1,200 bars, and you're like, holy crap. And then you start chasing it, and you're being whipped back and forth, and you don't know what to think anymore. And then, you get the price, and you start to make a little bit of money, and you start to feel good, and then bam, you're hammered right out of it if you don't have a risk management strategy, So this is why I'm talking about this stuff, because it's about helping people identify what's happening in this market, okay? It's not about creating fear. It's about being aware of what's occurring, what has happened in the history of this market, and using that to your advantage, okay? So anyways, in summary, I believe we're heading into a corrective move. That corrective move is going to lead to this market attempting to eclipse the local high at roughly 97.68. If we cannot eclipse that high, meaning we make a higher high, then price is going to head downward in a rapid fashion, and it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. And you say, well, okay, well, how do you know? Oh, there's going to be a big sell-off. Look at the big bars that just immediately unfolded. Boom. Look at the big bar that just immediately unfolded, right? When you start seeing the unwinding of price like that, that's the signal like, hey, be careful, especially if you see a high and a lower high. So hopefully all this makes sense. Hopefully this information can benefit you in some way, shape, or form. It's not about creating fear. It is about being educated about the possibilities that can occur within a market. All trading, no matter how good you think you are, is still in some way a form of gambling, right? We are trying to do it on an educated intellectual, on an educated basis to make these decisions on whether price is going to go up or down. All charts reveal is the action between buyers and sellers, which ultimately boils down to human psychology. Humans are repetitious in nature. Humans can be easily deceived. And I'm telling you right now that big institutions prey on human weakness, okay? It's just, and when you start seeing the repetition of pattern in the market, you can clearly see this, okay? You can clearly see the manipulation within this market. So that is the reason why I'm bringing it up. It's not about be scared or, the Bitcoin is going down to zero or any crazy stuff like that. It's just being aware, okay? So anyways, if you like the video, you like the content, please like, subscribe, follow. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your support. I do not mean to make these videos so long. I know this video is kind of getting up there in time, but I do thank you for your time. If you do enjoy the content, again, please like and subscribe depending on which social media outlet you're watching from. If you do have questions, you can always post them down below. If I do have time, I will get back to you. I am extremely busy. I run a business during the day. I also run my subscriber group too that covers cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, for example. I cover stocks, commodities, and some Forex too. That's over at geometriccharts.com. If you're interested in something like that. I do multiple videos a day. I do multiple charts and etc. But anyways, besides that, if you're interested in cryptocurrency, which I imagine you are, you're watching a Bitcoin video, I do have a free Slack channel that's available to anybody. People from all over the world. There's almost 300 members in there now. Like I said, it's absolutely free. It's cryptocurrency oriented. Everyone's extremely helpful and friendly. I would highly suggest you join the group because it's free and you can talk to like-minded people that are providing their own charts, like their own analysis. They'll provide their, as well as news. And sometimes I see things in there that, I didn't even know what's going on until I checked there and I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I'm glad so-and-so was able to post that because now I kind of have like a better understanding of why something occurred. So I don't do my trades based on the media, but sometimes when big things happen, you're kind of wondering like, hey, why did that happen? And, and it's more than likely there's a big reasoning behind it, but, it just takes time to actually for the media to disseminate that. But anyways, the Slack channel is free. And I'm telling you, it's absolutely a great place to be. And if you don't like it, you can always leave. But I'm telling you that everyone that has joined has been very grateful for it. And I'm very grateful for the community that we've built on that Slack channel. So you can learn more about that at my website, geometriccharts.com. At the bottom, I have my social media links, and I have the link to the free Slack channel. Other than that, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great weekend. I will talk to everybody tomorrow. And again, thank you for your time and thank you for your support.